Hey Papa, did you see that poll that you did?
Yeah, it was crazy how divided it was. Can't say I was expecting that. So because of the results, I think I'm going to revisit Total War just to help vary up the channel a little bit. I don't want to bog the channel down with too much Dark Souls stuff.
That's fine, Papa, but pay attention to the details. Look at the comments.
I'm about to end this man's whole career.
That's just a random ass dude. That doesn't mean anything.
That may be a stranger now, Papa, but if you don't take care of him, it can prove to be fatal. But if you're not gonna do anything, that's fine, Papa. I'll protect the family. Comprende?
Yeah, sure. Whatever makes you happy. By the way, where did you get that new hat from?
Oh, this was given to me by 50 Blades of Grey. It got palm trees on it. Do you like it, Papa?
Honestly, my opinion doesn't matter. It's really up to them.
Man, that's true, Papa. It's all about what they like. To all our fans, to all the people that watch, thank you, Papa. God bless you. I wish you a blessed day. Let us know in the comment section how you feel about my new hat. And for you, Powerhouse, good luck on your review today, okay? Have a good one.
Okay, thanks. Anyways, here we have the sequel to Total Warhammer with Total Warhammer 2. Set in the New World, it features a new campaign, new races to play as, and various quality of life improvements. I definitely enjoyed Total Warhammer 1, so I was looking forward to finally getting to the sequel. While a good chunk of people have told me that the sequel is far superior, are they correct, or have I been misled?
It wouldn't be my first disappointment in life. Anyways, let's dive into the New World with Total Warhammer 2. Cue the montage.
Wait, are those lizards? Riding on lizards, better known as dinosaurs?
Yep, they finally did it. Freaking finally, Total War has dinosaurs. It took some years, it took some time, but we made it. We made it. We made it.
I would like to thank Goya for all their amazing products throughout the year. You guys are amazing.
Is nothing sacred to you? Can I just enjoy this alone, in peace? Why do you always have to ruin everything?
Man, I just wanted to share this magical moment with you. Why you have to be so selfish?
Seriously, this is the biggest reason I wanted to play Total Warhammer 2. The lizardmen look incredibly badass and have some really fun units to use. It's as close as we will get to a prehistoric Total War. My personal favorite unit are the Pterodon Riders who throw Fire Leech Bolas. They fly around throwing these huge bomb things at enemies and can drop an even bigger bomb on them. They basically are the evolution of bow cavalry and are incredibly useful.
Or I guess pre-evolution if we're sticking with the theme.
The battles are much more enjoyable in this one. Units are easier to understand and better balanced. The pace has been slowed just enough to give you time to react and enjoy the beautiful spectacle, even if the optimization is a bit poor on my GeForce 6GB 1070 and my Ryzen 2700 using a 1TB solid state with 16GB DDR4 memory.
And to all the people saying I got a weak rig,
the only real downside to the battles now is that the locations often repeat, so you'll get used to seeing the same maps over and over and over again, even when fighting in different areas of the campaign map. Maybe we can get more of a dynamic map like the historical Total Wars for Total Warhammer 3? So I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. Let's back it up to the start of the campaign. The base game with no DLC or free LC includes 4 races: High Elves, Dark Elves, Lizardmen, and the pesky Skaven. Thanks to some free LC, Bretonnians were added as well as more factions for the races. Because of how distinct every race feels, it feels like a much more complete game than Warhammer 1. The campaign starts off with a storyboard cutscene explaining the events leading up to the campaign. I gotta be honest, I'm really hating this trend of having cutscenes being still images by these AAA studios. Soul Calibur 6 did this as well, and I didn't like it then either.
I get why this is done for time and budget constraints, but still, if your engine is capable of showing some absolutely jaw-dropping cutscenes, then show them off.
Exactly, Papa. To all the beautiful and amazing women out there, we would really appreciate if you show us what you have, because we would love to appreciate it. Comprende?
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the graphics of a game, not the graphics of a woman. What the hell?
Oh, I'm sorry, Papa. I forgot that you're a sad, lonely man. I'll leave you alone for now.
Back on track. The campaign revolves around the Great Vortex, and your goal is to complete the 5 rituals in order for you to be able to accomplish your desires. Depending on your faction, it'll either be to stabilize it or use the power for your own selfish and ambitious desires. Because of this structure, the campaign is much more focused and narrative driven. While I didn't know how to feel about this change, I eventually embraced it as I felt I was working towards a larger goal rather than just trying to endlessly conquer everything. Even though your direction is much more straightforward, there is still plenty of opportunity to experiment and play the way you want to. It may not be as much of a sandbox as other Total War titles, but it also isn't as linear as Napoleon Total War.
Jeez, I didn't think I was gonna mention that piece of crap ever again. The only thing I wish is I can get back the time I lost playing it, but alas, the time has descended into the eternal abyss.
Playing through the campaign, you'll notice so many quality of life improvements. The game is far more accessible than the original Total Warhammer with a cleaner UI, better tutorial system, higher post-battle loot, and better income. It is now possible to have multiple armies instead of just one running amok without breaking the bank. Settlements and provinces have also been improved upon with expanded building slots and the ability to settle anywhere with almost every faction. However, not every settlement will be suitable to your faction due to the climate. Occupying places with mismatched climate will result in various negative penalties to growth and tax rate. And the biggest improvement of all is the AI, not only in battle but also in the campaign map. Freaking finally! The AI is no longer so freaking passive on normal difficulty. They will actually sally forth when there is an even chance, instead of only attacking when it is widely in theirs.
Honestly, that's what makes this game so phenomenal. All these changes are under the hood and aren't too big or grandiose, but put them together and it makes for an amazing and cohesive product. And it's been a while since we've really had a good polishing of the game, so I gotta say one thing. It's about damn time. Or 4 things, 4 words, whatever, just go with it.
However, the game is not perfect. Looking at the campaign map, this is where you'll begin to see the first flaws with this title. Because there are 4 separate islands, it feels like 4 mini campaigns instead of one cohesive grand campaign. You'll spend much of your time on one island and mostly won't interact with any of the main factions until the late game. The Vortex mechanics are interesting enough as you race against other factions to complete the rituals. As you complete rituals, you'll get temporary boosts consisting of lower upkeep and an increase in post-battle loot. But be wary, as the forces of chaos appear from random locations and descend upon you, ruining your ritual process. It's important not to conduct these rituals too early or you'll end up exposed in trying to deal with so many full stacks at once. And while this kind of thing usually rubs me the wrong way for how arbitrary it can be, it actually makes sense in the storyline perspective. They know the completion of the Vortex ritual can spell the end for chaos, but the execution is not the smoothest. Many times the armies will spawn far away from where you are conducting the ritual and attack minor settlements instead. This only serves to annoy you and doesn't do much to impede your progress. Quests appear much more frequently this time around and are much more rewarding. You still have your unique quests that can give you legendary equipment and even legendary lords and heroes. And of course, some missions can get you that cash money, boy! Speaking of heroes and agents, they remain the same for the most part, but now spells are much more powerful than before. In Total Warhammer 1, spells became an afterthought as I used pure might to win, but now they can really turn the tide of battle if used correctly. However, there are some spells that are just insanely overpowered. Take this legendary hero I obtained after completing a unique quest. He has direct damage spells with high areas of effect that do insane damage. And to top it off, his spells do not hurt friendly units. Embedded in my main army, battle with him became incredibly easy as he would rack up at least 300 kills a battle with just spells alone.
Now, everything I mentioned regarding the goals only really apply to the Vortex campaign. There's still a whole grand campaign known as the Mortal Empires campaign. Now that thing is one hell of a behemoth and a sandbox experience. That deserves a review on its own, but I think I'll give some thoughts on it.
Mortal Empires is a freaking massive campaign combining all the Warhammer 1 and Warhammer 2 factions and maps into one package. It even takes some legendary lords from certain factions in the first one and splits them up into their own factions. Unfortunately, due to the immense scale of it all, the map had to be consolidated with the New World races being hurt the most. The other massive problem with it is how to have access to all of this, specifically the factions. In order to do this, you need to have Total Warhammer purchased on your account, just to have all the access to the other world factions and you'll also need the DLC for that game to get those DLC factions. That seems like a pretty huge cost for a free campaign.
In a way, you can spin this and say this campaign is to reward the longtime players, people who bought the original Total Warhammer, but at the same time, you just alienate a bunch of new ones who came late to the party. Now they have to buy a whole separate game just to access the old world factions.
Speaking of the DLC, Papa, did you get Call of the Beast, man?
No, and I honestly have no plans to.
Man, you didn't pick up the Call of the Beast, man? But man, I want to play as the Beast, man. You take a Beast and a man, and you put them together, you get the Beast, man. Comprende?
Dude, I have no idea what you're on about. You can just pay for it yourself.
Man, how could you, Papa? You gonna make me pay DLC for a game that you own? Man, we family, you can't be doing that to us.
Cause I don't want to freaking play as them and only you will benefit.
Oh, I would love to pay for it, but at the end of the day, if I pay for it, you're gonna benefit from it. Comprende?
Moving on. Another issue with this campaign is the performance. With so many factions, so many assets, and so many freaking settlements, each turn takes an incredibly long time waiting for the AI to make its moves. You gotta have a beefy rig to play this campaign, or else you might as well play dominoes while you wait.
Wait, dominoes? What?
Hey, you say you want to play some dominoes?
No, dude, get out of here.
Okay, I'll leave you alone then.
Although there is some upside to this campaign, having the old world clash with the new world is pretty awesome, and hardcore fans of Warhammer will definitely enjoy this. You can have some pretty crazy clashes like Wolfric the Wanderer taking on the Lizardmen, or the Pirate Coast Vampires taking out the Dwarves, or something like that. And if you would rather just do battles and forget about the campaign, you can do them as well. If you do have the original Total Warhammer, you can pit the new world and the old world against each other. With all the possible factions and races you can potentially acquire, you can spend countless of hours here. Speaking of custom battles, the last thing I would like to discuss is the laboratory. It's basically a custom battle with a crap ton of modifiers and variables to play with, and the results can be pretty freaking insane. Just take a look at this battle of lizards versus Bretonnians. I messed with the gravity, the force of impact, and a bunch of other things, and my lizardmen went freaking flying with every cavalry charge. It was fun as hell. I wish you could make the whole campaign like this. The only problem I have with this mode is that they have an Intel logo over here. Considering I am rocking an AMD Ryzen, this is all I'm going to say on the matter. Overall, I highly recommend this game, far more than the first Total Warhammer. The combat is tighter, and the many quality of life improvements make it stand out well above its predecessor. The new races are a blast to play, and many of the DLC ones like the Tomb Kings and the Pirate Vampires are pretty cool. While the Vortex campaign is a bit weak, and the Mortal Empires campaign is limited without owning the original Warhammer and its DLC, it doesn't hold the game back too much. I still am glad to have played this one, and I thank you guys all for suggesting it for me.
Overall, a great improvement to Total Warhammer. Honestly, it lived up to the hype, and I'm really grateful for you guys for suggesting the game to me. I really appreciate it. I didn't know it was going to be this good, but it ended up surpassing my expectations. So thank you guys for watching as always. Please subscribe, hit the bell as well. And as always, this is Pow3rh0use signing off. Hey, Uncle Ramon, can you get that? Uncle Ramon, hello. Hope it's not another boss fight. Well, no fog gate this time.
Oh, there you are, Papa. How's it going? Oh. Man, why did you do that, Papa? You knew it was me.
Well, I just felt you deserved it.
Man, you gonna say that to me? I thought we were family.
I mean, I know we are, your Uncle Ramon, but that doesn't mean I can't be annoyed by you.
You know, I can't believe it, Papa. I was working hard, trying to make sure that this family is safe. I locked myself out, and this is how you repay me? So disgraceful. At least give me some Vicks. Comprende? Oh, thank you, Papa. You know, my Lord is a merciful God. So you know, I'm going to forgive you and follow his example. But before I can get up, I need 10 to 15 minutes and I will be fully healed. Comprende?
Well, at least it's not another boss battle. And that's what you get for giving away half of my channel to 50 Blades of Grey.